Now turn to Section 4. Section 4. You will hear a lecture about British media. First, you have some time to look at questions 31 to 40. Now listen carefully and answer questions 31 to 40.
The United Kingdom has one of the world's oldest established newspaper industries. In the late 18th and early 19th century, as the British economy began to industrialise, as literacy levels rose through the introduction of mass education, more and more newspapers began to appear. The Times, which first appeared in 1785, is the United Kingdom's oldest daily newspaper, while the Observer, which is still published every Sunday, began publishing in 1791, making it the world's oldest national newspaper. The different main British newspapers, the Times, the Observer, the Guardian, still suggest that the function of the paper is to offer the electorate objective reports about what is happening in the country. The function of supervising the government is one of the reasons why a free press is considered so important to the functioning of parliamentary democracy. Besides politicians, businessmen paid more attention to the power of the press. They used press to push their products and services to potential customers. So, the advertising business was born. In Britain, most advertising is carried in newspapers. Companies use the press to sell products. People use the press to look for a job or to buy a house. All the British media must follow advertising codes, which ensure that advertisements are legal, honest, and truthful, have a sense of responsibility for consumer and society, and respect the principles of fair competition. British newspaper culture is unusual in the extent to which class and educational differences are reflected in the newspapers people read. In other developed countries like Japan and the United States, newspaper reading is a habit of mainly middle class. However, in Britain, the lower classes are also regular readers. There are more than 1,500 different newspapers which cater for a wide range of political to educational views. Britain has one of the highest levels of newspaper sales per head of population in the world. Although most newspapers are financially independent of political parties, they also express some political views. The quality press not only publishes most serious and in-depth articles of particular political and social issues, but also expresses reviews about high culture for readers with well-educated and within the middle class. The most left-wing of these newspapers is The Guardian. You will often hear people on TV or in daily life refer to Guardian readers. This is a kind of shorthand to suggest someone who is left-wing and liberal in their politics, and interested in society and social issues, such as will be soft on crime or quite feminist and interested in green politics. The other category of national newspapers is the tabloids, which people usually call the gutter press. It often carries some scandals about famous people, whether in politics, entertainment, or sport, etc. The stories are short, easy to read, and usually rely more on opinion than fact. One feature of the tabloid press, which has become a national institution, is the Page 3 girl, a picture each day of pretty, scantily clad young women. The broadcast media television and radio, are tremendously important to British national life. According to Record, British people spend 4 to 5 hours a day watching TV. Whether you are working, chatting with friends or family, conversations will usually be about programs that were watched the evening before. Even newspapers also carry reviews of programs which are being broadcast. If a person does not participate in television viewing, he or she usually is looked as out. News, entertainment and sport are British people favourites. However, drama, comedy and game programs fall in and out of favour. British has 2 long-running soap operas. The oldest and most popular soap show was located in the northern city of Manchester in the 1960s. Compared with American soap operas, British soaps present gritty and realistic accounts of the everyday life of Britons. They are of very high quality and are popular abroad, whether in New Zealand or Canada. You can keep up with your favourite characters. Daily news and weather forecasts are also popular viewing. British newscasts are famous for the quality of their reporting. While there are many channels for audiences, so an interesting phenomenon appears. During particularly popular programs, the national utility companies have to make special preparations because during commercial breaks, a surge of demand for electricity is created when millions of British viewers rush out of the sitting room to make a cup of tea. The British Broadcasting Corporation, more familiarly known as the BBC or even the Beep, is Britain's main public service broadcaster. It began in 1927 as a public service radio station, and later moved into TV. The BBC has 2 channels. BBC One specialises in shows with broad appeal, such as sport, entertainment, drama, kids shows and current affairs. BBC Two caters for special interest audiences, and so broadcasts documentaries and shows aimed at particular social groups, such as the elderly, handicapped, homosexuals, and so on. The BBC is funded by licence fees, and viewers must buy a licence each year for their TV set. The BBC is no longer just about TV shows. Nowadays, it is a multimedia business with wide publishing and educational interests.
This is the end of section 4. You now have half a minute to check your answers. This is the end of the listening test. You now have 10 minutes to transfer your answers to the listening answer sheet.